So I wasn't sure what to do. I was thinking that, the swell's going to come up during the day. I wasn't expecting it to come up as big as it's coming up now. It is absolutely huge. This is a really big period swell, 19 seconds, meaning the storms come from a long way away, and it's hitting with all its glory, classic Nazaré, 30 to 40 foot, maybe even bigger. And now, just in the last 20 minutes, Jamie Mitchell, Jojo Rafael and Clint Kimmins have just arrived. They're paddling to maybe some of the biggest waves ever paddled. Man, I can't wait for the rest of the day. It's so exciting.
say I'm dead, or do you just like try to like save yourself?
No, you're dead.
No, you
just
say
you can't
I'm dead.
swim. No, you can't. You just submit. How does the rock not get blown apart? Mate, this is gnarlier than Niagara Falls. Like, I know Niagara Falls is like the whole tourist attraction. That there is 10 times heavier.
It's crazy. You know, I was stoked to be out there with these guys, and you know, I do chase all my swells with Jojo, and obviously being able to link up with Clint has been epic, and just to be out there with us three, you know, trying to paddle some big waves in the middle of that giant ocean out there was pretty special, you know. And I was lucky enough to get 3 waves and one pretty big one, and yeah, it's all good, you know, and live to fight another day. Tomorrow I get to go tow some waves, and that'll be fun. I haven't never been in a tow contest, and I don't tow much these days, but you know, it's all good. So I'm partnering up with Rafael Tapia from Chile, and we'll go out and have some fun. We knew it was coming up, and we'd checked it at about 8, and it looked 10 to 12 feet, you know, Hawaiian style. And we're like, okay, well, we don't want to get it there too early, but I had a feeling that it was going to come up fast, so we sort of went down and dilly-dallied around for a little bit, and then you called us and actually go, hey, it's getting big, and we were like, okay, it's time to go out. So, I mean, literally by the time we checked that, got your message, and got out, it had tripled in size. It was crazy. I'd never seen the ocean jump that. It was like, went from like 20-foot faces to 60-foot faces in like 90 minutes, you know. And so look, we went out with the mindset to try and paddle a big wave, you know, and it was definitely a challenge. You know, the conditions were perfect for it, but you know, you just sit in the middle of the ocean out there, and anyone that's been to Nazaré knows how hard it is to get into the right spot. So, you know, I just love, at this time of my life and my career, like, I just love the challenges of being in a place like this and jumping off and trying to use every bit of knowledge and skill that I've gathered over 40 years and being in the ocean and try and be able to paddle into a wave, you know. And to me, that's whether I do, whether I don't, whether it's a giant wave, whether it's not, I don't really care anymore, you know, to be honest. For me, it's about the experiences, being out there with my friends like, you know, Jojo and Clint, and the connection. And, you know, that moment that we had there today, all three of us, like, trying to do what we were doing, like, you know, we'll have that forever, you know, like, that's something that we can talk about in 10 years having a beer at the pub, you know what I mean? Like, so that's what I live for these days, is still the challenge of like putting myself into like these situations and trying to work it out, you know, like, how do I work out to fight to be in the right spot at Nazaré when it's 50 to 60 feet and catch a wave, you know, like, that's no easy task, you know. And you know, I was lucky enough to get 3 waves today, and I just feel grateful that I was able to be out there, you know. The opportunity to catch the biggest wave, for sure. I mean, I think there was some waves out there when we were out there today. Like, if we were in the right spot and paddled those waves, it may have been the biggest wave ever paddled. But, you know, those things, you can't force those things. Those things just, like I was telling Jojo out there today, I said, hey, like, the waves select you out there. You know, you can't go chasing them. You can manipulate your position and stuff, but you know, like, when you pop over a swell, and the wave that my big wave I got today was like, I knew it was coming straight towards me. Like, I could tell, like, that wave was like, all right, this thing is coming straight at us. We're in the spot now. It's just a matter of, do I go out or do I stay in, and trying to judge that depth of perception of like, do I need to scratch out and swing it, or am I just going to try and get underneath it, you know? But trying to force it out here doesn't work. It's, you know, the wave will choose you. You're not choosing your waves. That's what I think out here. again, it was awesome until it wasn't. You know, about 3 minutes before the end of the whole contest, things went a little bit pear-shaped. The wave just landed, square on me, and I just felt my back. It felt like it broke instantly, and then I got hit again underwater, and I felt it flex again. And when I came up, I was seeing stars, and I knew I'd done something pretty bad to my back. And luckily enough, I was able to get some feeling back on my hands and legs under the water, and get onto the sled and get out the back. And yeah, that was it, man. We were 2 minutes left in the heat, and I tried to get up on the sled and see if I could move to try and get another wave, but it just wasn't happening. And and that was it, man. And ended up in the hospital.